Hey guys, I am MG, and today I'll be looking at the Simpsons movie, which is a 2007 American animated comedy film that is based on the television series itself and is about Homer Simpson dealing with the consequences of his actions that leads to his hometown being imprisoned and strains his relationship with his family. And it was directed by David Silverman and written by over 10 writers, oh my god. However, why don't we stop preparing for bed and start reviewing right now? Yep, this was a really good time that honestly matches between the comedy and the more serious themes very nicely. Maybe the comedy was a little too much, like the energy is definitely there and is outright infectious, but I would have preferred it if they toned it down a little bit, since the film is introduced with this crazy cartoon show, and it's a little much when introducing a film for me, alongside a few other over-the-top bits, which I don't have particularly strong opinions of. But even then, the slapstick was decently entertaining. It was fun seeing Homer mess up everything, who was pretty funny as the main character, and I love how his stubbornness is portrayed in both a comedic and conflicting way. Plus, there are some genuinely funny jokes that are very creative in terms of how they were executed, and I'd say the comedy here was mostly a success. In general, I was really endeared by the family dynamics of the main characters, who are portrayed quite realistically, and I love their friction as the movie goes along. It honestly made me feel for all of the family characters, as Homer's recklessness has really done them this time. And it offers a few genuine moments, like the ending is sweet, that videotape was pretty emotionally moving, and Homer's character arc is quite nice, about learning to care for others in his life. But I think I was the most invested towards Bart, as he and his father slowly grow apart. And I love all of his bonding moments with Ned, which are filled with sincerity, and I love their resolution, as they work together to save the town from destruction. Marge and Lisa don't do much in the story, and are basically used as a staple to evoke realistic themes, which is a good thing, but they literally do nothing in the climax. I found that a little bizarre, but I still like the characters, as Marge is struggling to deal with Homer, and Lisa's desire to stop pollution, which are all wonderful motivations to linger towards them, even if they are kind of pointless in the story itself. The side characters also didn't do much for me either, who do absolutely nothing in the plot, but hey, they had some funny moments between each other, and are amusing enough. The villain is kind of boring, but I was still mildly entertained by him, as I was trying to guess who the voice actor was, because I recognized the voice, but I just couldn't tell who it was. And when the credits said it was Albert Brooks, it made a lot of sense. But still, the character was a bit weak as a villain. The animation is perfectly pleasant here, but there were a few 3D shots that I found really impressive, and looks very fluent in the action, which was also solid, that I enjoyed enough. Mainly the climax, since the motorcycle scene was pretty cool. And the themes are honestly very well portrayed, that doesn't distract from a comedy very much, and were a very nice representation of problems in the real world, that I think they handled in a mature way. And it's really funny how Hans Zimmer did the score. I know he did the music of multiple animated films, but him doing The Simpsons is just so funny to me. And he puts all of his usual effort into the score, that isn't anything spectacular, but it works well enough. The pacing is a bit all over the place, as it seems like all of the plot points are racing between each other, which is fine for the comedy, but this has some serious aspects, which I would have preferred if they were slowed down, to make those scenes land fully. And maybe the story could have focused more on the actual saving Springfield part, since that was quite enjoyable, and some more scenes of that happening, I feel would have made the movie more fun. Overall, even though this film is a bit too chaotic for me, it was still a perfectly pleasant time that does quite a nice job of replicating the tone of the series, while also having some heartfelt messages in it that I found really neat to present. 7.5 out of 10. Goodbye everyone, and thank you for watching. Bye!